Hi, Sue. How you been?
Hello.
Great to see you.
Great to see you too.
All right.
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Very good.
Ready for this
Nice to see you.
Wimbledon now?
Yeah, different again. More relaxed somehow this
Oh,
year.
yeah.
Last year was...
I know. Last year was special.
Yeah, for both of us.
I know,
It was
it
good.
really
It was a nice moment.
The young gun, Roger Federer, who has the pedigree of
Just genius. It's that good from Roger Federer.
Federer's living proof you don't need a coach.
Federer wins Wimbledon.
Roger Federer!
He has an answer for everything, doesn't he, Federer?
Congratulations, Roger Federer! Roger Federer, Wimbledon champion. You better get used to that. So Roger, last night, Sunday night, pre the championships, I was getting so excited for the first day of the tournament. What were you up to?
I was on stage with Coldplay in Zurich in Switzerland, so that was unexpected.
Were you singing?
I was not singing, thankfully. I was shaking the rhythm. I was giving Chris Martin and the band the rhythm. It was so much fun. And so then he wrote me, do you want to come on stage on Sunday? I was like, ugh. I read the message out loud, you know, at dinner. And my daughter told me, you go, you only live once. It was like my mom telling me what to do. It was so cute. So I said, okay, let's go. And we had a great time. So now I'm here.
Yeah, you can do these things now you're
Yes,
retired, you
exactly.
see. It's
We've got the
absolutely
time.
perfect.
Yeah.
And you're back here at Wimbledon. I want to reminisce before we go, you know, to what you're doing now. Because you fell in love with this. What makes this place so special?
Well, I think once you've obviously walked through the grounds, you know what makes this place special. But I think as a player, it's the atmosphere, you know, playing on the grass. The crowds, I think, also being so knowledgeable. It's history, of course, you know, and I think also the way the tournament is run, there's a sort of oozes class, and it's just very pretty and very calm, like a garden. You're walking through a garden, you know. So it's very special, and I always love coming back here.
And centre court debut happened just a few years later, and it couldn't have been better for you, could it? Walking on the court you had dreamt of playing on, against the guy you'd idolised, Pete Sampras.
Pete Sampras and his opponent, Roger Federer. But a big moment for him, Peter, because his first time on the most famous court in the world.
Of course, it was surreal, you know, walking down the corridor to centre court.
I remember you telling me that in the warm-up you almost couldn't, it was like a surreal moment, wasn't it?
I was hitting the ball towards him. Of course, my hands ice cold, and I look, you know, at the flight of the ball. I mean, I don't even know what I'm doing, but I know I can play tennis, so I hit it to him and he hits it back, and I'm like, wow, it's Pete Sampras hitting the ball back to me on centre court at Wimbledon. I mean, it was very special.
How difficult was that to forget where you were?
Yeah, I was just hoping to, you know, sort of stay with him for a little bit, and then maybe, who knows, on grass back in the day, you felt like more surprises could happen than nowadays, you know, and especially Pete in the fourth round, you would think he would not lose against someone like me, but I got lucky a little bit in the fifth set and somehow was able to squeeze past him.
He's done it! The champion is out! Sampras has lost like a champion in a fabulous match. But maybe the baton in tennis has passed to a new generation. Federer can hardly believe it, the emotion of the moment. But having beaten the greatest grass court player of all time is too much for him.
And then a couple of years later, you know, winning your first Wimbledon title in 2003 up against a really difficult opponent who's so strong and so good on the grass, Mark Philippoussis.
Yeah, I mean, of course, that was sort of the fairy tale right there, you know. Had 2002 first round loss against qualifier Mario Ancic, you know, who also then ended up playing very well at Wimbledon. So when I got to Wimbledon in 2003, I really had to show what I could do, because people were starting to say that maybe I'm more just talent and not so much substance potentially, you know. So when I ended up in the finals, all of a sudden actually was the favorite, I think, going into the finals against Mark. And I remember feeling good because I had played a great semis against Andy Roddick, and, you know, played great from the beginning till the end, super solid. And then when it was all said and done, you know, I fell to my knees like Bjorn Borg did.
wins Wimbledon. 3 sets to love. 7-6, 6-2, 7-6.
So it was obviously incredibly special. And holding the trophy for the very first time, you remember that? That was
I do.
something completely surreal.
And you've had so much support from back home and from everyone here. What's your message to them?
Oh yeah, a lot of people came from Basel and home, and it's so nice, you know, to share this moment. And thanks to everybody. Oh, it's great.
Congratulations, Roger Federer. And that started a run of 5 straight Wimbledon titles, which was unbelievable. And then comes 2008, and the greatest match of all time, as everyone keeps saying. Just talk, I mean, because it was so difficult with the rain delays, the drama, the dark, finishing well after 9 o'clock. How difficult was it to play in?
That was tough. I mean, look, I had a tough start to the match. I think I was down 6-4, 6-4, down 2 sets to love. And so you have to remember also I got crushed in the French Open finals. So now I've just lost 5 straight easy sets pretty much against Rafa. And somehow I was able to fight back 7-6, 7-6, and make it to the 5th set.
Again, the 4th set.
It almost felt like we didn't know how much longer it was going to go. It was not going to end up, you know, 70-68, you know, like that long match. So we just kept on going, and then at the end, you know, I had some chances.
There's a new man at the head of men's tennis. Rafael Nadal.
6-4, 6-7, 6-7, 9-7.
They now share the limelight, and rightly so. There's 2 champions there, no 6 in a row for Roger Federer.
Of course, the following year I got a chance to, you know, to play another special match against Andy Roddick, and that ended up really being truly epic for me as well. So, but some incredible matches played here on this course.
Last year was the Centenary celebration, 100 years of centre court, and you came back. Nobody knew you were coming back for this. John McEnroe and I, who were hosting the event, only knew about an hour before, and we were told, don't say anything to anybody, you know, make it a big surprise. And it was a wonderful celebration with great champions from over the decades walking onto centre court.
His name is Roger Federer!
And when Max said, Roger Federer, and you came out, I've been here for many days. I have never heard a roar like it.
Yeah.
How was it for you?
It was a great moment. If I think back at the moments, you know, you have the on-court and off-court things. For me, having, as an example, lunch with Her Majesty the Queen, as that was a big deal. Remember when she came back after so many years and saw Andy Murray play and she had lunch. So that was like a moment. And then like walking out for the 100-year anniversary of Centre Court, because I didn't think I was going to come. I really didn't. And then maybe a few days before I said, but everybody's going and I'm at home, and I was speaking to my team and they were like, well, what are you doing on that, I think it was middle Sunday? And I said, let me check my agenda. And then I was off. So I was like, I cannot not come, you know. I think I will regret it, and I'm happy I did come. But then I just said, like, well, let's just keep it like really low profile, like a secret, and actually created even more buzz in the process. But I was so happy to actually see all the other champions as well. And I think for any player, and I can speak for every player, is when you have a chance to just stand on centre court or be again on centre court, you have all these flashbacks of all the great moments, the tough moments, but you feel still privileged to be standing out there, and I think it was a great moment. So thank you very much for making it special, and for you, I know it was very special too. So I was happy to be there for that too.
Please give it up for Sue Barker.
Just to say thank you so much. Honestly, the best thing ever happened to me in my career, and I get emotional even thinking about it, so I'm going to move on.
Okay.
But when you spoke there, you were still hoping that you were going to be coming back and coming
true.
back this year. But then just a few months later, you had to make that horrible decision that, you know, now was the time. And I can't imagine just how difficult that was for you.
Yes, I guess it was hard, but and when I was standing there and I said, I hope I see you next year, I really meant it, because I really thought, you know, rehab's okay. Wish it was better, but it is what it is, you know. So let's see what happens in the next month. And as the weeks went by, I could just feel like I think I've reached the pinnacle, you know, of what my knee and my body can give me. So this is then when I took the decision, basically. Who do we tell it to? It was like when Mirka was pregnant, we didn't want to tell the world, you know, right away. You want to keep it a bit of a secret. And then it was just a question, where do I retire, you know? Is it at the US Open? Is it in Basel? Was it going to be at the Laver Cup, etc.? And then it ended up being the Laver Cup, which was absolutely fantastic at the O2 Arena. What a moment. Yeah, I'm happy it went the way it did. Because I was always dreading that moment, you know, of how do you announce your retirement?
And here we are in the garden at Wimbledon. Guess what? The rain's coming down. Should we run for
Let's
cover?
go inside.
Typical.
Wow, look at this.